Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is finally here, the much anticipated spin-off to the Harry Potter franchise, taking place 70 years in the past in the 1920s in New York City. Harry Potter is my favourite film franchise of all time. I grew up watching those films, so therefore I was really excited to go back into this world with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I am very happy to sit here and tell you guys that I really enjoyed Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Being back in this wizarding world made by J.K Rowling, seeing it on the big screen again was absolutely amazing. It brought a smile to my face immediately. And this film did what I personally wanted it to do, and that is not only show us some of the things we've already seen in the wizarding world before, but introduce new elements to it. There are some things in this film, some of the things that the wizards do and various elements of this world that are introduced into this film, and I was like, wow, there's still some more stuff to discover in this world. After 8 Harry Potter movies, there's still things that we have yet to see in this universe. And one of my favourite things about this film was seeing an entire new part of the wizarding world, because it takes place in New York City in America, so we now have American wizards. And seeing how the American wizarding world operates, what their rules are for like wizards and no-mages and how they're allowed to interact and what they're allowed to do in the wizarding world, it was fascinating to me. I really enjoyed seeing this whole new corner of the wizarding world. There is a lot of world building going on in this film, introducing new stuff in the wizarding world. It's building upon the mythology and the world you already know if you've seen the Harry Potter films, but it's not just a pure world building film, there's actually a good story to go along with it. And I'm not just talking about Newt Scamander and his friends going after the magical beast. There's another storyline in this film that the film cuts back to every now and again, and at first I felt like it was detracting from the main story and I didn't feel like it had any purpose in the film, but I was patient and I waited to see if it had any meaning in the film, and eventually it did have a meaning, and I was actually very engaged with that storyline as well, and it produced some things I actually was not expecting. I was surprised at some of the story directions this film went. I seriously thought it was just going to be Newt Scamander and his friends going after the magical beast. They're going to cause some damage, sure, but it's just going to be them going after the beast, kind of like the Harry Potter version of Pokemon Go. I know that's referenced all the time with this film, but that's just what I thought the film was going to be. But it turns out there's actually more stuff going on in this film than I initially thought there was going to be, so I gotta give the film props for surprising me like that. All the actors in this film did really great jobs in their roles. Eddie Redmayne, I mean, he's just a perfect fit for this universe. When I heard Eddie Redmayne was playing the lead in this film, I was like, that's just perfect. He's quirky, he's eccentric, he's likeable, he has really good dialogue in the film. He's just a really fun character to lead this new franchise of Fantastic Beasts films. And I really like seeing his relationship with his magical beast in this film, because he really truly adores his beast. He's got his briefcase, all his creatures are in there, and every time someone else switches the case, like, oh no, don't hurt my creatures, you better keep them safe. Catherine Waterston plays Tina in the film. She was really good in this film. She was really determined, she wanted to get the right thing done all the time, but there's people stopping her from doing that for reasons I don't really want to get into. But she was a really likeable character. She was really strong and really determined. But if you want to talk about likeable characters, let's talk about Jacob Kowalski, the no-mage who gets, you know, wrapped up in this whole magical adventure with Newt and Tina. I love this guy. He's so great. He's by far the most relatable character in this film, because he's been introduced to these magical places and these magical creatures, and he's just like, oh my god, I must be dreaming. No, I can't be dreaming. I can't think of anything this great. He's just so shocked and so stunned every time he sees another element of the wizarding world, and you feel the same because you're seeing these new things about the wizarding world that you didn't see in the Harry Potter film. So he's the most relatable character in the film in that sense, and he's just a lovable guy. I just love his wittiness, and I love some of the stuff that it comes out with in the film. It's really entertaining. Fantastic Beasts is not a perfect film. I do have a couple of problems with the film, but they're not massive glaring problems or anything like that. One of which is that some of the CGI in the film looks a bit CGI-ish. Most of the magical creatures in this film look absolutely astounding. The humongous creatures that the characters encounter, they look really good, and some of the smaller creatures look good as well. But the other ones that did look a little bit like CGI, like there's these goblins in the film. They go to this nightclub that are run by goblins. One of them is voiced by Ron Perlman. It looked like CGI, and in a world of motion capture, you have like Caesar in the Planet of the Apes films and Gollum in the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films. He could have looked a little bit more impressive. There's also a romance between 2 characters in this film, which I'm not going to spoil who those characters are, and I just didn't really buy the romance that much. They didn't seem like 2 people who would be together. In the end, guys, I really enjoyed Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I'm not fanboying here. I'm a massive Harry Potter fan, and it's really easy to fanboy over this movie, but I I promise you, I'm not fanboying over this film. It's not a perfect film, it definitely has some issues, but they weren't big enough to compromise my overall enjoyment of the movie. It was really well acted, it was exciting in parts, particularly the third act where it gets really exciting. And above all else, it just feels really great to be back in this wizarding world, seeing a brand new corner of it, and honestly, I can't wait to go back into it again. The next Fantastic Beasts movie, bring it on. Bring on the next 4 movies. There's going to be 5 of these. Bring on the rest of them, I say. Another thing that I really appreciate this film for that I forgot to mention is the fact that it does not rely on nostalgia. This is a complete, utter spin-off. There are a couple of references and nods to the Harry Potter films here and there, but I honestly did not find that many references. This is its own film, its own characters, its own setting, its own story. It's its own thing, and I really respect the fact that it did not rely on all the nostalgia to draw all the Harry Potter fans in. The only nostalgic thing for me in this film was the Hedwig theme at the very beginning, which I'm not going to lie, gave me a little bit of goosebumps. I'm going to give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them 4 out of 5. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Let me know in the comments below what did you think of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and if you want to see more of my stuff, be sure to click on one of these links, and I'll see you all in the next video.